Why don't we say the sacred name of God? Why don't we say the Tetragrammaton, the Yud He Vav He? Why don't we use that name? Because God, that's how He revealed Himself. And then there's generally, if they're honest with me, there's generally a little caveat behind that they say, the Jews stopped using that name, but we're really supposed to be using that name. And there's no other name under heaven which must be saved. And you'll put my name on the children of Israel. They get really stuck on the name. And they, some of them are bold enough to try to sneak the name in. They'll be talking with me and they'll throw out the sacred name of God, or they'll bring in a little piece of the name of God. And I get it. In our worship this morning, we had Hallelujah. And it translates to praise to Yah. There's several problems with the name, and I could spend a whole section on the name, but we're not going to spend that entire time on the name. But I do want to address it because it's important. The way God introduced Himself is Yehyeh Asher Yehyeh. I am who I am. That's how, when Moses says, when they say, who sent you? He says, tell them, Yehyeh Asher Yehyeh. And we get from that, I am. And generally it's translated as I am. And I am who I am. But it could as well, and just as well, be translated as I will be who I will be. And I love that name. Because it doesn't limit God. And it's a verb. God's not a noun. See, we want to make Him into a noun because then we can put a box on Him. We're comfortable with Him as a noun. When we name something, it gives us ownership. We name our children. We name our pets. We name, some people have names for their cars. It gives us a sense of ownership, of entitlement, that we have that privilege. God told Adam to name all the animals in the garden, and it has to do with authority. And there's a lot of meaning in a name. I get that, but we want to put God into a name. What's His name? How can we define Him? And God says, I'm not definable. I'm not limited to your name. I am who I am. I will be who I will be. Hallelujah. He will be who you need Him to be. Now that to me is a much greater name than, what's His name? And did you pronounce it right? And people send me these YouTube links that, it's got to be pronounced this way, and Yeshua's name is not Yeshua, it's Yahashua or Yahuwah. And good grief, you're trying to put God in this little box of a name. And He's saying, you're not going to put me in a box. I will be who I will be. Hallelujah. You want a sacred name? I will be who I will be. That's a great name to call Him, the great I am.